I just upgraded my speaker game to the SOUNDBOKS 3, and in this video I want to give you a first look and a general overview as to why I bought this $1,000 speaker and what I hope to do with it in the future. So let's hop to it. I suppose that a good place to start is in the front. This is the SOUNDBOKS 3. This is the third iteration of SOUNDBOKS's crazy speakers. And this one right here comes with two 10-inch woofers. It's got one 1-inch compression tweeter, and it outputs crazy loud sound for a maximum of 126 dB. It's a wireless speaker as well as a wired speaker. You have both those features. And maybe we can start over here at the control panel. Let's just adjust our exposure and our focus. This right here is your main control panel. Everything about the speaker is super simple and self-explanatory, which is one of the things I already dig about it. Press the power button, the LED lights illuminate. When this thing starts blinking, that little Bluetooth symbol, you can pair it to any device, phone, computer, tablet, etc. This is your volume knob. Always best to start with it low. Then you have another button. To tell you the truth, I haven't explored this too much. In solo mode, I know that that's kind of where I'm going to be most of the time because it deals with just having one speaker and controlling that one speaker. But you can also switch it around and connect this speaker to 4 other sound boxes. So you can have a total of 5 speakers synced up. And if you want to go have a party in the woods or on top of a mountain, that might not be a bad idea. Though keep in mind that this bad boy weighs about 34 pounds, so it's going to require a little bit of heavy lifting and some sweating to get this thing to the top of a mountain. So in solo mode, you can connect your iPhone, which we're going to do a little bit later to show you the sound. And you can also connect a microphone or instrument. You can either do that wirelessly or through the XLR ports on the back of this thing. And having this feature alone is worth all the extra cash to me, because right here you can plug in a microphone with either an XLR cable or one of those 6.35 millimeter cables. These are kind of like combination jacks. You have 2 channels. That's channel 1. That's channel 2. So you can have up to 2 mics or a mic and an instrument rocking in this thing. And then you also have 2 3.5 millimeter ports. This is kind of your standard headphone cable. So you have an auxiliary input and output. If you're not a wireless user, you can plug in an old iPhone or a little iPad. So many I's in this world. You can plug in an iPod. Wow, I have not said that word in at least 5 years. So if you're still rocking an old iPod, you can listen to it here and here. I don't really use that cord, so for me that's not something I foresee using, but it's great to have that feature should something arise, or you know, maybe one of your friends is an Android user and doesn't have your standard iPhone plug. This could be very handy. That's my SOUNDBOKS team ID. Please don't hack me. I don't know if that's even possible, but don't hack me. On this side, you have the battery, and it just connects with a little cord. This battery is a beefcake. It gives you 40 hours of playback. So when it's fully charged, you can listen to the SOUNDBOKS for 40 hours uninterrupted at maximum capacity, full sound. As you can see, there's like a little button you can press that tells you how charged the battery is. From 0 to 100% charged takes about 3.5 hours from a standard wall socket. And If you need more, you can buy additional batteries because they're swappable. So when you're in said forest, if you've been rocking for 40 hours and that's not enough, you just put a different battery in and you're good to go. So for me personally, it's not just about music. In my professional life, I'm also an author. I've written a book about wild edibles, and from time to time, pre-COVID, I would go on lecture tours and have to address big crowds, 100, 200 people, and that's not something that I could really do with my voice alone. So I had to project my voice, and in the past I've spent way more money than the SOUNDBOKS, which retails for about $949. In the past, I've spent way more money than essentially $1,000 on speakers, and the setup was much more complex. And so while this price tag might not be for everybody, for me, having the capability to play music as well as the XLR ports to project my voice via microphone, that's a crazy awesome ability, and it's worth the money to me. So those are just my 2 cents. It's also worth mentioning that this thing is somewhat waterproof, or water resistant rather. It has a waterproof rating of IP65, which means that you can spray it with a hose and your investment will be safe. So, in a real world situation, this might look like accidentally leaving your speaker out in the rain, or having an event where the weather turns and not wanting to cancel it. This thing can withstand some water. Now, this doesn't mean that you want to be throwing it in any lakes, rivers, or oceans. 3. Ooh, that's not good. Because Sergei does that from time to time. So it's not quite at that waterproof rating, but still it's better than nothing. It's not a speaker that you have to worry about and meticulously ensure that it's not in the elements. So that's kind of nice. Long story short, it is an expensive speaker. It's probably not for everybody, but for me, it makes a lot of sense because it's multifaceted. I can mix business and pleasure with this thing. And as I keep playing around with it and learning how to do other things, I expect that I will update my YouTube audience along the way. So now let's switch gears and I'll just show you and give you a listen to what it sounds like with a mic plugged in, as well as just, play some music and give you an idea of the kind of sound that it puts out. Okay, I got my bucket of cords, got my microphone, I got my phone. So let's just do a little bit of testing. So we're gonna hit the power button, turn that speaker on. And I've got a nice royalty-free song that I'm not going to get taken off of YouTube for, so here goes nothing. We're going to start low and then take it all the way up. That's about halfway. I don't want to piss off the neighbors, so we won't go too loud for too long, but you get a sense that it's got a lot of juice in it. All right, next thing's next. Let's plug in a microphone and see what that sounds like. So we are gonna get a cord and we'll plug it into channel 1. We have an AKG mic. This is kind of a bad mic, so cheap. It's not bad, but it's cheap. I have better mics, but I couldn't find them today, so I'm working with this. I don't think that I need to switch anything over. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so another feature of the SOUNDBOKS is the SOUNDBOKS app. And for your professional panel, microphone, instruments, that kind of thing, the app is very handy. It's available for every kind of device, of course. And so you can actually go in here and you can adjust and custom tailor the gain of your microphone so that it sounds more voluminous. You could also go in here and take out some of the bass, increase the treble, you know, kind of customize your sound. And now you can address lots of people about wild edibles or whatever else you find interesting. For me, it's wild edibles, so I could say things like, make sure you eat dandelions because they're very good for cleansing your inner organs. Or everybody should know what the plantain plant looks like because it can literally save your life against bug bites, bee stings. If you step on a rusty nail and you have no access to a hospital in the wilderness, you should know what plantain looks like. And that's your whirlwind tour of the SOUNDBOKS. So as I play around with this thing more, as I learn more about it, you better believe I'm going to incorporate it in some of my productions. That being said, if you also have tests that you'd like me to conduct, leave me a comment below in the description. And since I already own one of these things, I am happy to do the work for you, help you make up your mind as to whether or not it's worth spending $1,000 on this speaker or not. You know, I'm here to help. So shoot me a comment below if you wish. And for more videos that are just like this but are completely different, subscribe to my channel, Butanko Films.
Peace.